Hey there, survivors. Cougar here, checking back in on Osiris New Dawn. This is a game that's been in early access since 2016. I've been checking back in on it regularly. It has had a very rough uh, early access development process, one of the roughest I've ever seen. But it is finally being pulled together into something that almost resembles an interesting game. So we're going to check back in on this now. It's been a few months since the last time I checked back in. This was after they had sold the publishing rights to a new company, and I'm assuming that that publishing company agreed to start whipping this game into shape because they appeared to spend more time tearing it apart than putting it together over the past few years. But anyway, there is a new opening cinematic. I'm going to shut up and let you watch. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I got to assign myself a name, and then we'll do it. And we'll be on normal difficulty.
Medical assistance immediately.
Okay, survivors, we have crashed down. We're in our life pod here. Our suit has a breach. We're going to pick up this breach tape, go into our inventory, right-click on the breach tape, and use it. Now we need to heal up our wounds. We're going to pick up this bandage, go into our inventory, right-click on the bandage, and use it. Now we need to escape the pod. The escape pod door must have been jammed during the crash. I can probably use this survival knife to break my way out. There we go. Now we can exit the pod. Finally, the door is open. Let's get out of here. What's that skittering noise? Great question. Give the world a minute to load in here. We're getting some frame drops as we first enter. But it's not like this once we've been here for a minute, so just give it a minute. The pod has seen better days. I should salvage what I can from this and try to build a shelter. Sounds like a good idea. Let's do that. So this opening, yes, there is usually, that was the fire that just got me there, but there is usually a little creature skittering around here. I don't see him here right now. But yeah, we've got something to do, which is just to clean up all this space debris, and then we can use the scrap to make a new shelter, which we will want to have constructed before nightfall. And there's a lot of deconstructing of the space debris here. Was that fire, or was that a critter? Snuck up on me. That must have been fire. Yeah, this is going to take a while to deconstruct all this. I'll You know what, let me, after this one, I'll run around and pick up some stuff just to talk about what we're finding. There's an emergency ration. We're going to try to pick up as many of those as we can. Another bandage, which we will definitely need. An oxygen tank, which we will need. This is a broken barrel that we can repair and use in our construction. And another broken barrel, another broken barrel. And I was hoping to find some more of those emergency rations around here. There aren't that many. Here's one. All right, the rest of this, I'm just going to spend a few minutes. Oh, there's some patch tape. Good, we need that. And a flare. Might need that. More patch tape. Good. Okay, I'm finding good stuff here. But yeah, I'm just going to deconstruct all these panels on this life pod, and then all the panels I see lying around, like over there, and then the panels that are on that piece of the wreck down there. And it's going to take a while, so I might speed through this. We got a new message. I need to find some basic essentials to survive. I should sample the indigenous plant life and see what I can find. So we actually have some tutorial objectives at the top here. And another message, and this survival knife is too dull to really protect me. I'll need to make a sharper weapon soon. I should search for a rock outcropping or look for some loose rocks on the ground. Okay, and then in addition to that, we have a tutorial objective just to change our camera view, just to show you that we can change our camera view and be in third person if you prefer third person. I prefer first person, so I'm going to stay in first person. I'll also need shelter at some point. I should try building a small hut out of this scrap metal when I get the chance. Sounds good. Well, since we've paused our fast forward, why don't I take this opportunity to also explain what we're looking at on the HUD here. Lower left, that's pretty basic. You've got our visibility, basically, is anybody looking at us? And then our oxygen, and then the temperature, and then our hydration and nutrition, food and water, and then our health. And then on the lower right-hand corner, that's our toolbar. Obviously, we can drop stuff in there for quick access. Upper right is a mini map that will make more sense as we go along. It probably doesn't make much sense to you right now. It does show us our latitude and longitude and terrain contours. But we can get a larger view of that later once we've done with all this deconstruction. And with that, I've still got more breaking down to do, so I'm going to shut up and fast forward through the rest of this. Okay, we've recovered a lot of scrap, maybe not every last little bit. Here's one little last piece. And the pod does not crash down in the same location. It is a static map like Subnautica, but like Subnautica, the pod will not always be in the same location when you first arrive. So we're going to have to figure out where we are and where to go from here. But first, let's just try to complete our tutorial objectives. One of them is to find 2 rocks, and I saw some rocks up here. So let's grab those. Whoops. F to gather. All right, we've got all the rocks we need. I'm going to pick up a few more just in case. That's good. And now let's go over here to these trees and see what we can find. Now that I've found some rocks, I should be able to nap a sharper blade. You'll need a makeshift patch tape to do that. Our crafting menu is here. We're going to need makeshift patch tape, which, if you look in the lower left-hand corner of this window, tells us that we need a makeshift cloth bundle and a fern tree berry to make makeshift patch tape, which we're going to need to make our shard blade. We can make the stone blade right now using 2 pieces of stone, but we're going to have to find the materials that we need to make the rest of this, one of which, first of all, we'll just start smacking on this plant. We've discovered a new plant. And we've picked up some harvestable goods from that plant. This is a plant also. You don't want to get too close to these because they will puncture your suit. But the cactoid has now provided us with some goodies. And now here's a new tree. Let's smack the tree. A red fern berry tree. Red fern berries are edible, but they're not that good for you. However, they are also used in crafting. That's not what we're looking for to craft the tape. But basically, every time I smack that, not every time I smack it, but as I smack that, it's dropping berries on the ground, which are then rolling down with physics. And yes, that was an alien creature just screamed at us. I'm keeping an ear open for that, although these creatures' vocalizations are not finished yet. I don't know where it was. It sounded like it was over there somewhere. Here's a new plant, an undiscovered plant. That is cinnifern. Cinnifern is edible. All right, we've already got some red fern berries. We're looking for a tree that looks like that, but it's like a bluish purple color. This is, no, that was the cinnifern. Here's another new plant, undiscovered, large leaf plant. You can actually go into your inventory and check out your... Oops, something hit me. Right as I looked away. That's a skelliopod, I think. Skelopod. And this weapon is terrible. Ooh.
Vitals dropping.
Yeah. He's tagging me. And this weapon is not killing him very quickly. Is he down? All right, he's down. And now I can harvest his body. If I inspect it, it tells me that with a sharp tool, I can harvest something good. I forget what. But we're earning combat skill points as we fight. We're earning science points as we harvest plants and make new discoveries. And we're earning engineering points when we get around to banging on rock outcroppings for materials. Here's a new tree. Let's check out what this gives us. This is a bark tree. And this one, we don't have to pick up the stuff that it's dropping. It's going right into our inventory. But we still need fern berries to make our patch tape. I haven't seen any fernberry trees yet. I'm trying to figure out where we are so I know where to go from here. Oh, there's a big baddie down there. We're going to have to fight him at some point because we need some materials off of him. But not today, not until we make a better weapon. There's the tree we need. See the purple tree down there? Unfortunately, it's all the way down there, and getting back up here is not going to be fun. But we do have hover boots. And as you go along, oh, here's some skelliopod sheddings. We're going to need those to craft stuff, but not right now. We'll need that stuff later. I'm not going to worry about picking it up right this second. I am going to pick up all the cinnifern because that is edible, and we're going to be hungry soon. A couple of azalea bushes. That creature over there has a very large aggro range. We may end up having to fight him now, even with this crappy little knife. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a choice if we want these berries. We could try to outrun him. Ow.
Medical assistance immediately.
First things first, let us get our health up. Heal up. Whoa, you're big and scary. His body parts take damage individually. So if you keep hacking away at one leg, he's going to end up fighting on one leg. If you keep hacking away at his eyeballs, that's how you can kill him eventually. But this knife just does so little damage. It's not good. We really shouldn't be fighting him right now until we make a better weapon. Ow.
Medical assistance immediately.
Yeah, we're okay. We're only down to half health. I'm just going to try to bum rush him at this point. Oh, maybe not. Okay, he's down. Whew, he's down, and we're down to about, 30% health. So I'm going to use one of the full-on first aid kits that we did not find back at the crash site. Shoot. Sometimes there are first aid kits there. Well, I guess it's going to just be our last bandage. We can make more bandages, but... All right, now that this has been killed, we can harvest him. I would actually like to make my my blade before I harvest him because it's going to be more efficient. We're going to get different stuff out of him. Here are all the berries we knocked down earlier. You will get different stuff from different things depending on what tool you use on them. So if I smack that creature with my little combat knife, we're going to get one thing. If I smack it with the big sharpened blade, we're going to get another thing. We now have what we need, I believe, to make some makeshift cloth bundles using alien fiber. If you look in the lower left-hand corner of this window, alien fiber, 2 pieces of alien fiber make 1 piece of cloth bundle. Now that we got a few of these, I'm going to make a bunch of these, actually, because we're going to need a lot of these. That's enough. Now we can use the fern tree berries, and the makeshift cloth bundles to make some makeshift patch tape. Now we can go over here to the shard blade, and using 1 stone blade that we made earlier, and 2 pieces of makeshift patch tape, we make a shard blade. That is now in our inventory. I can put it here in slot 1. We're going to keep that combat tool, the combat knife on us though, because as I said, that's going to give us different stuff when we harvest with it. Here's our new big blade. As you chop at this, we're picking up alien hide, which we're later going to use to make leather. And all of these body parts are individually harvestable, which I don't know if I like that as a gameplay mechanic. So you gotta go around and make sure you get every bit of this creature before it goes away. And all of this is costing us time, with the sun setting and us needing a shelter. There's 1 piece of him I haven't harvested yet, and I don't know where it is, so forget it. Yeah, not crazy about this mechanic. It's a little unusual. We're done with that though. If you actually get everything off of it, the body will sink into the ground and it'll disappear. We can go ahead and pick up some sheddings now. So next on the agenda, we are thirsty, we need to find water. We are hungry, we need to find food. If you see the indicators in the lower left-hand corner, we are also injured. I think we need to eat something. I'm gonna make this easy and eat one of those emergency rations that we found earlier. And we've used up all the fern tree berries that we've found. So I got to get some more. Oh, shoot. Except that hitting it with this sharpened blade instead of the other one is actually dropping tree bark, which is also useful, but not what we were hoping to get. So now I can go to back to the combat knife and hit it with the combat knife. And this will be dropping the berries. It is a beautiful game. That's the 2 things that this game has always had going for it throughout all its ups and downs. It is beautiful to look at, and it has a fantastic soundtrack. It's just everything else, which has been kind of a mess for a while. Basically, there's less content in this version 4 or 5 years later than there was in the initial release version because they tore it all apart. They had a pretty good game coming together, and then the lead developer decided that he wanted to tear it all down and start from scratch, and just everything became a huge mess. But then as I mentioned, they sold the publishing rights. The new publishers are whipping it all back into shape. Okay, we're back up to where we first crash landed. I just want to take one last look around here before we head out, because I was expecting to find at least 1 first aid kit here amongst the debris, and I found none. But the stuff you find is somewhat randomized. That's another thing that we can deconstruct for more stuff, but I want to keep this moving a little bit. All right. I do not know where we are. I'm going to hit F3 and then plus on the numpad to zoom out. Looks like we want to go the opposite direction. We want to go south. See the red dots down here? That indicates man-made fabricated constructions. So there's man-made stuff down here. So let's go the other way. Go this way. I think it's probably about midday now, so we still have some time before we... Oh gosh, here's more crash stuff. You know what, guys? We need this. I apologize. We need to break down this space debris. It's just lying here in front of us. We can't pass it by, and we could stumble across something else like one of those first aid kits I was hoping to find. I'm not seeing one over there. As you level up, as you spend skill points, your jump jets will burn longer, and you can jump higher and stuff like that. All right, last one of these and we'll get moving. Although there is Cinefern here. I want me some Cinefern, and I want to not run into the cactoids, which are bad for me. And are you red fern? No, you're fernberry. I'm gonna grab some fernberries. Later on, we'll craft a tool that will make this much faster. All right, we're heading back out south. Here we go. Whoa. I don't think we want to go down there. Let's stay up here. Three Peak Valley. I have no idea where we are. I think we're totally on the opposite side of where I want us to be. See those, the big trees off in the distance there? I think we want to be on the other side of those.
Warning.
Yeah, we're not that hungry. We're 50% health, or hunger. I'm just trying to keep an eye out for nasties as we move around here. Like those two down there. This is a sandstorm, large sandstorm kicking up. We got to find shelter quickly. I'm not going to fight those guys. I would fight them if it weren't for the sandstorm because we need the leather from them. We need their hides. But basically, if we just stay behind a ridge or behind any kind of obstruction, we should be safe from the sandstorm. Ow. But it tells you in the upper right-hand corner, severe dust storm behind cover, underneath the minimap, upper right. What was that? Okay, another one found us. We're just going to run away from him. We can't fight him in the sandstorm. We'll be taking damage from multiple directions. Oh, look at this beautiful, beautiful environment. Those big baddies will follow us quite a ways. So we want to try to keep moving. These are snubs. These are kind of dangerous. Again, I don't want to fight them in the middle of a sandstorm. These are geysers that you can use those. Remember we found some broken barrels? You can fix those barrels up. Ow, suit breached. I gotta patch my suit, but we got all these bad guys running around here too. Darn it. See if I can outrun the baddies and patch our suit real quick. Right click on the tape, use. Okay. We're gonna get another suit breach here, unless I can get behind cover. These don't last that long. We should be out of this pretty soon. In the meantime, we can just... Whoa, whoa, they're all following me. Oh my gosh, we've got snubs and big guys and skeliopods and all sorts of stuff after us. The sandstorm is abating, but I don't want to fight all of them at once. Oops. Oh, gosh. Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. I'm a little bit lost. We are on Gigas Planitia. I think I want to go up there. All right, we got to take a quick stop here so I can do a map check. I'm not sure where we are or where we're going. Well, there's some kind of construction off to our left here. Let's go check that out. Yeah, that guy's right next to us. That's just me jumping too high and not landing well. All right, well, that's just some kind of crashed satellite or something. I don't think that's going to be any use to us. Nah, I'm going to keep heading. Oh, gosh, I don't know, but we got to go because they're right behind me, aren't they? Yes, they are. Oh, the animations are so nice. Just love the way those things move. Ah, okay. All right. I still don't know where we are, but at least there's signs of something that might lead us to further information. See, now, why aren't these showing up as fabricated stuff? They're definitely fabricated. Okay. Oh, right. That's where we want to go. In fact, I wasn't even looking for it, but I'm gonna have to fight this guy now. Now that we know where we are and where we're going. Whoops, except there's another one here. Ow!
Seek medical assistance immediately.
Oh, there's two of them. All right, I don't want to fight both of them. This should help. A big drop like this might deter them. All right, guys, this is actually a tutorial objective. Locating this location is a tutorial objective, and I've accidentally skipped us ahead by getting lost. So I actually do not really want to build here. I'd like to come back here as part of the tutorial. Yeah, I'm going to try to get us to another location that is also good, but it's not right where we need to be because there's not much to this game right now. Basically, these little tutorial objectives are all you're going to get, and then a tutorial objective to lead us back out to that location. But that's where the tutorial ends. And there's really only an hour, couple of hours worth of gameplay in the game at this point. Unless you just want to focus on building up a huge base, because all the base building is in. They're still tweaking it, they're still fixing it, but you can build some pretty big, impressive bases here. Tumbo Basin. Okay, I know where we are. Great. Who's making noise? Me? Oh, that was me. All right, there are some little guys down there, a bunch of little guys actually. Maybe we'll go around the basin instead of across it. But yeah, lots of good materials around here for harvesting. Which way are we going around it? I'm going to go around this way. So back when the game was first released in early access, back in 2016, there was half a story and objectives to follow, and you could build a big spaceship and leave the planet and visit other planets in the solar system. And you can still do that, but in the first game it was, part of the missions that you got to do that. Now, you can do that if you want to, but you do it on your own. Bloodleaf Forest. I kind of sort of know where we are now. Oh, we're very, very hungry, though. I'm going to have to eat another one of these emergency rations.
Vitals stabilized.
And that only stabilized our vitals. I'm going to have to eat another one. Wow. Okay. So these are geysers that you can fill up, as I mentioned. And then here's some sulfur. Once we craft a mining implement, we can be bringing home some sulfur. Do I want to go over there? Hang on, let me refer to my map. Oh, okay, I kind of know where we are. Aha! Let's go over here. It's beautiful, isn't it? My gosh. What a great looking game. Now, the image may look a little grainy. There is actually a film grain setting in options, which is turned off. So I'm not sure why it's still looking grainy. But here we have one of a number of different sites that we can investigate. And there are going to be boxes full of crate here. And I would like to, whoops. I would like to salvage those crates. We're going to have to get rid of these guys first. Ow. Oh no, and a big one. Wow, these guys never give up. You're not the same ones that have been following me all day, are you? Look at them all. I don't know, man. I guess we have to fight these things. Because they don't give up, ever. They are having a pathfinding issue. Come on, come at me, bro. All right, that wasn't too bad now that we got our big fancy blade. Little guy picking at the carcass. Come on. I'll take you too. Harvest him up. Multiple pieces of alien hide, good for making leather, which we're going to need momentarily. All right. We harvested his body completely, and it disappeared. Good. What can we get off of you? More alien hide. Great. So what I think I'm going to do is, since the sun is starting to set, I'm going to build our scrap here, our scrap hut here. We've got trees nearby that we are going to need for harvesting. We've got some plants nearby that we're going to need for harvesting. The wildlife doesn't seem that threatening, so let's try setting up here. All right, so I'm going to go into structures and scrap hut. We are going to need 7 pieces of scrap metal and 4 pieces of makeshift patch tape. Makeshift patch tape. We're going to need more makeshift cloth bundles. And then we should be able to make some tape. We're going to need a bunch of this for all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to turn all of our fern berries into patch tape. Scrap hut. Left click, right click to rotate. F to confirm build. Actually, oh, did I confirm it? Good enough. I kind of wanted it facing the other way, but it doesn't really matter. I should be able to fashion some useful tools out of this scrap metal I've gathered. I'll need a workbench to make any progress, however. Okay, so workbench, crafting, utilities. What just hit me? Unknown species. This is a nerve wing, and it is harvestable. for alien insect parts. Our knife, the blade that we made, is almost completely destroyed. Workbench requires 4 pieces of scrap metal, 3 pieces of makeshift patch tape. Left click, right click to rotate, F to confirm build. Cool beans. Now that I have this workbench, I think I can put together a makeshift chisel out of this scrap material to start mining these minerals I've seen around the planet. Also, with this workbench and a bit of makeshift patch tape, I should be able to repair any broken barrels I find and probably use one of those barrels to craft a furnace to allow me to smelt any ores I find. A furnace will also keep us warm when the temperature drops tonight. So we are going to try to build one of those. Let's do that now. Utilities, furnace will require a fixed barrel. We have those broken barrels we got at the crash site, and a crude pipe, which we can make at the workbench. So crude pipe made out of a piece of scrap metal, 2 pieces of scrap metal. I'm going to make 2 of those. Actually, I'm going to make 3 of those because I know we're going to need some in a minute anyway. Pick those up out of this crafting inventory. And then the makeshift chisel also needs leather scraps. So we're going to turn some of the alien hide that we've been picking up into leather, and then turn the leather into leather scraps. Did I turn this into leather? No. Just 1 for now. Okay, now we are ready to make our makeshift chisel using 1 piece of scrap metal, 1 crude pipe, and 3 leather straps. The chisel is an all-purpose tool. It can be used to bang on trees to make the fruit fall. It can be used to harvest materials, minerals. It can be used as a combat weapon. It's good for all those things. So in fact, that is going to go in our slot 1 until we get our blade repaired, which is going to take other stuff. We're also ready to make we've got broken barrels in our inventory. We're going to use 1 piece of makeshift patch tape, a piece of scrap metal, and a broken barrel to make a regular barrel. And then use the leftover pipe that we crafted, scrap pipe, to make a furnace. Oh no, we need 1 more. The barrel we crafted but never picked up, and then we need 1 more piece of patch tape, which we're going to actually have to go out and get some stuff for. We can't make any more, can we? No, we need more fern tree berries, but that's fine because there's 1 right here. I'm going to use the combat knife for this because it doesn't really matter, and I'd prefer not to use the chisel and wear it out before we have our repair table built. The workbench table can be upgraded to a repair table, but we're going to need something special for that, something we haven't found yet. Starting to get dark. We do have a light. Unfortunately, the headlight makes this horrible sound in your left ear. Now hear that little kind of white, noisy, staticky sound. Actually, leave that off as much as possible. See the grainy? Doesn't it look kind of grainy to you? The grain filter is off. All right, now we should be able to make some more makeshift patch tape and make a forge, which not a second too soon because it is starting to get cold out here. Left click, right click, F2, confirm. Now this is going to put out a little bit of heat regardless of whether it's actually running or not. If you look at my temperature gauge in the lower left, it's the 3rd one in the middle. Right now it's bright red, minus 9.4 degrees. As I move closer to this, now we're fine. Later on, when we're ready to actually use this to craft stuff, we're going to fuel it up back here at the fuel input. In fact, we could put some fuel in there right now. These are branches that came when we cut up those bushes that gave us the alien fiber. It also gave us some branches. We're just going to dump all those branches in there and let it cook. But we're not actually cooking anything right now. Later on, we can upgrade this furnace so that it doesn't need any energy. We can, let's see, if I go down here, see the upgrades button. We can upgrade it as a precipitation collector to collect water, a water distillery to actually make fresh water, a fuel cell upgrade, meaning that we don't have to fuel it with burnable stuff. It will just run. And then a low heat upgrade, which is used for grilling foods. Right now, we can burn foods if we want to, but we can't actually grill it up in a nice kind of way. And with the sun beginning to set, there's not going to be a heck of a lot that we're able to do tonight. Yes, we do have our flashlight, and we can go over here to these rundown stuff and begin, first of all, cleaning up all this. Oops, wait, cleaning up all this wrecked stuff. We can use the salvage tool to salvage it and turn it into scrap metal or other useful materials. Like, for example, that gave us broken glass that we can use later. And then in these crates, we'll find really useful stuff like bandages. I'm going to leave that there for the time being. Water, scrap materials. Oh, a first aid kit, great. That was broken pieces of hose, plastic, a scrap hinge, a broken computer screen, more water. And then once you've actually cleaned everything out of the box, you can even break the box down for its scrap metal. Scrap cloth, a crappy dull survival knife. Probably don't even need that. I'll pick it up and see if we can break it down or something. Oh, great. 4 bandages, another first aid kit, another broken thing, a cloth bundle, and scrap cloth. There are more boxes to be looted here. I'm going to have to break down all this stuff to get at them. And then you can even break down like something like this, the dome superstructure. This would take forever to break down, but you'll get a lot of good useful materials off that. And then we can use the existing base to repair this and build a new biodome over it and use this for our own base. Okay? But I think that gives you an idea of, day one on in Osiris New Dawn. It is very, very much more pulled together than it was the last time I checked it out, which was, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. And I am really very optimistic for this game finally being finished. Oh, this is a bot.
Starvation warning.
This is a droid that we can repair, and it will follow us around and help us out, do stuff for us. So cool. It is a beautiful game. It's got a great soundtrack. The game mechanics are pretty good. The enemies are very, very scary. The animations are great. If they can put a good story on this thing, come on, creepies. There are more enemies. There's stuff we haven't even seen. So why don't we wrap it up today? For today, and we'll come back and do more of this. Come back. I love it that they try to get away when they're a little bit injured. That's fantastic. What a great game mechanic that is. I wish more games did that. The animals actually had some intelligence and thought, I'm not going to win this fight. Maybe I should run away instead. Where'd the other one go? I killed another one. Alien tissue. All right, so thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the Osiris New Dawn. I'm going to do a few more of these. As I said, there's not that much gameplay to be had right now, but I will try to make the most of what is available. Stay safe, survivors. Come here, snub.